Hey y'all, I'm Alex, and I just got to tour Utopia of the Seas with Royal Caribbean this last weekend. Royal's marketing around Utopia of the Seas is the world's biggest weekend. That's kind of the wording that you're gonna see if you look anything up on this ship. And they are really focusing on the party aspect of it, but with a little bit of a twist where every member of the family is involved. We're gonna get into today's video talking about what there might be available on the Utopia of the Seas for every single member of your family. We're gonna break it down into like 3 different categories. But before we do that, let's kind of talk just a short overview of what the Utopia is and what kind of sailings they are offering. Utopia of the Seas is Royal's newest ship. It just came out in July, so just literally a few months ago was its inaugural sailing, and it is currently ported at Port Canaveral here in Florida. There are 2 different options when it comes to sailing on the Utopia of the Seas. There's a 3-night and a 4-night. But what we are seeing, a lot of people are doing back-to-backs to make it a full 7-night cruise. So you can book the 3-night and the 4-night, or the 4-night and the 3-night, making your trip a little bit longer, which is kind of fun. The 3-night cruises are going from Friday to Monday, and then the 4-night cruises are going from Monday to Friday. So those are your options if you're looking at this ship. Now, just a disclaimer, I did not do a full sailing on this ship, although after touring it, it's on the list. After I showed Chris some of the B-roll that I took, I was like, let's maybe look at a sailing on this because it is absolutely stunning. So let's get into what there is to do on the Utopia of the Seas. First thing we're going to talk about is water. I just kind of put this as an overarching theme because there's a lot of different parts of the ship that kind of can fall underneath that category. The thing we're going to start with are slides. There are 18 different slides on the Utopia of the Seas, and you are going to immediately see those when you walk out on some of those upper decks. They are bright, they are colorful, they are big. Kids and adults who may have that kid's sense of heart like me are going to absolutely love these. There are several different kinds. They just look like a lot of fun, let's be very honest. And then the next thing are the pools. There are 10 pools on the Utopia of the Seas, which just, it seems like a lot, but when you walk out onto those big decks and when we were touring it, I was like, oh my gosh, there is just so much room. There's those like lounger chairs that you can lay in that are kind of like half submerged in the water. There's chairs outside of the pool that are just nearby. There's chairs near hot tubs. There's just a lot of different pools. So if laying by the pool is your jam while you're on a cruise, this ship has you covered. The last thing inside of this category of water is the solarium. So the solarium is an area that is for 18 and up, so it's your adult only area on this ship, and it has a bar, it has seating, it has pools, it has hot tubs. It is honestly like where Chris and I would probably be spending 95% of our time if we aren't eating, let's be very clear. If we're not eating, this is where we would be. It is very, very, very pretty. Next, we're going to talk about food and drink. If you are a picky eater to an adventurous eater, there is going to be something for you on this ship. There is food absolutely everywhere. So there are a few different categories within Royal Caribbean's foods. There's complimentary food that is included inside of your cruise fare that everybody can utilize. And then there's specialty food places that are either a little bit of an upcharge or you can buy a package for those within your cruise fare. Starting with the complimentary places, there's 10 different complimentary places. You've probably heard of the Windjammer, Solarium Bistro, there's the Boardwalk Doghouse, and then new on the Utopia of the Seas is called the Spare Tire, which is a new kind of fast casual place that's located on one of the pool decks. Next, let's talk about the specialty dining options. There are 12 different specialty dining options on board the Utopia of the Seas. Giovanni's is an Italian restaurant. The Mason Jar is like good Southern cooking, and there are a lot of variety of options with this. Now, just something to keep in mind, these are not included in your cruise fare. So if you are wanting to dine at these locations, there is going to be an upcharge. So you can look at the packages that are specific to your sailing, and you can add those on. If you're using a travel advisor, ask them about it. If you need a travel advisor, there's always a form linked below in all of our videos. Fill it out. We can get to talking about getting you on a Royal Caribbean ship. Something that is new to the Utopia of the Seas that is a very, very, very cool experience is called the Royal Railway. Now, this is a specialty dining location that is going to be very, very limited. That is my biggest negative with this, I will be honest, because it only fits 24 in each of the cars, so a total of 48 for each of the dinner options per night, and there's only 2 dining options per night. So while it is very cool, it is very, very limited. So just keep that in mind. If you have your heart set on it, just have expectations that it is difficult to get reservations to this one. Now, what makes this really, really cool, it is literally like a train, car, railway station when you walk up to these dining locations. It is a dinner and a show. You're going to dine inside of a railway car, and their windows are moving screens that look like you are moving along the Wild West. So if you do have the opportunity to do that, it will be a lot of fun. Again, this is an upcharge. Even from if you do one of the specialty dining packages, this is not included in that. You do have to pay an upcharge outside of that as well for this dining location. Briefly, let's touch on bars. If you are somebody who likes to enjoy a nice cocktail, beer, wine, or even a mocktail while you are cruising. So there are multiple different bars, whether it's on the pool deck or inside the ship. They are gonna have you covered if you are looking for that option. But two that really stood out to me, one being the lime and coconut. This is just a really fun way to have a pool bar, in my opinion. I like the colors, I like the design, and it just kind of looks fun and goes really well with the theming of the pools and the whole color scheme. My absolute favorite place on board that we saw was called the Pesky Parrot, and this is new for Utopia of the Seas. It's taking place, if you have seen the Bionic Bar on some of the other royal ships, this kind of takes the place of that, and it is a tiki bar that has a parrot animatronic. The entire theming is just chef's kiss. It's so cute. I would love to spend my time in here. My only qualm with it is I wish it was a little bit larger, because we were just touring like on embarkation day, so not everybody was even on the ship yet, and this place was packed. But it is adorable, and if you do have a chance to visit the Pesky Parrot while you're on board, I highly recommend it. Next, and our last point, is entertainment. This is a big category because there is a lot to do. Whether you are somebody who likes sports, whether you're somebody who just likes to hang out by the pool, if you like an arcade, Utopia of the Seas has you covered. So let's get into it, kind of rapid style. We've got kids clubs. There's a variety of different kids clubs depending on your kids' age. We were not able to tour those, but I have seen other videos of them and they look very, very fun. There is an aqua theater and a regular theater and an ice skating rink, which is really, really fun. All of these theaters are going to have different shows depending on your sailing, so make sure you check your cruise app to see what is going to be available on your specific sailing. Next is Music Hall, which is a double-story music venue that has different bands that play every night there. We have Central Park that has seating areas, bars, different food areas that you can enjoy, or just walk around and enjoy the area. It is absolutely stunning. You've got areas that have full basketball courts as well as ping pong tables and different things like that. You do have the flow rider, so if you do want to learn how to boogie board or bodyboard or whatever, you can enjoy that. There's the Ultimate Abyss, which is that big slide. Have you seen those big purple kind of spirals on the back of these ships? That is what that is. It is very, very fun. They never let us go on those on the tours, but I'm always like trying to sneak over there because it just looks like a lot of fun. There is mini golf that again goes back to that very colorful, very fun, vibrant area. I think your kids are also gonna love this. There is an arcade, there is zip lining, there are smoking and non-smoking casinos, there is a comedy club, there is a boardwalk that has a carousel that you can ride. There is so much to be done on the ship. So whether your family member enjoys water activities, loves to eat and drink, or really, really enjoys just different varieties of entertainment, I really think Utopia of the Seas is going to hit on those. Even though I just spent a few hours on this ship, my overall thoughts, I really just feel like these newer Royal Caribbean ships are just beautiful. They're stunning. They have a lot going on for them in that arena. They are also very, very large ships. So if you are somebody who's used to cruising on smaller ships, keep that in mind because it is very large. And with the 3 and 4 night sailing, you just have to have expectations of what you're going to be able to get done. Overall, I just think this ship is a lot of fun with the colors, with the entertainment, with everything going on. It really does just have good vibes, in my opinion. I hope that was helpful just to kind of get a short overview of what Utopia of the Seas might be like. But if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Or like I said, fill out the form that's linked. I'd be happy to help you get on your next cruise. I really appreciate y'all watching these. Make sure you give it a like, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate your support. And until next time, make sure you do something that helps you unwind this week. And we will see you next time. Bye.